China's risky $8 trillion of shadow loans, deep subprime auto lending is surging, and banks secretly report all cash transactions to the police. Here's your collapse news for March 31st, 2017. Huaishan turmoil highlights China's $8 trillion shadow loan risk. Turmoil at a small Chinese dairy company is shedding rare light on a final destination for some of the country's estimated $8 trillion of shadow banking loans. Jilinjutai Rural Commercial Bank Corporation, a major creditor to embattled China Huaishan Dairy Holdings, said late Tuesday it has extended a total of 1.35 billion yuan $196 million in credit to the dairy producer, including 750 million yuan through the purchase of investment receivables from a finance lease company. Investment receivables, a category that can include using wealth management products, asset management plans, and trust beneficiary rights to disguise what are in effect loans, allow banks to reduce the amount of cash they need to set aside for capital and provisions for loan losses. The practice of recording loan type exposures on balance sheets under categories including investment receivables has allowed hundreds of smaller Chinese banks to boost assets and profits. At the same time, it has created opaque risks that could lead to failures, bailouts, or liquidity shocks with the potential to jolt national and global markets. The company's stock price lost 85% of its value, equivalent to $4 billion in only 90 minutes. Trading has since been suspended. This is a global collapse trend. It all starts with one company, one bank going under, which can be the catalyst for a worldwide collapse. Margin calls, liquidity problems happen rapidly like dominoes falling. Deep subprime auto loans are surging. About a third of risky car loans that are bundled into bonds are considered a deep subprime, a level that has surged since 2010 and is translating to higher delinquencies on their loans according to Morgan Stanley. Consumers are falling behind on most subprime car loans, but deep subprime borrowers have deteriorated the fastest. 60-day delinquencies for bonds backed by these loans have risen 3% since 2012, compared with just 0.89 percentage points on all other subprime auto securities, Morgan Stanley said in a report dated March 24th. This collapse trend is one of those things that gets covered up until you can't cover it up anymore, and then all of the money tries to get out at the same time. Collapse fact: according to a study by Harvard professor David Wise and two colleagues, 46.1% of Americans die with less than $10,000 in assets. Banks secretly report all cash transactions to the police. Governments around the world are engaged in the greatest collection of data in human history, tracking everything we do because they are going broke. This is just the hunt for money, pretending to be looking for terrorists. Collecting every cell phone call, email, and text message is far too much data to ever allow preventative action. They have been limiting cash everywhere. India simply canceled the currency overnight to eliminate cash. Now New Zealand banks are being ordered to provide police with customer details on each and every cash transaction over $10,000, claiming that this is a crackdown on money laundering and the potential financing of terrorism. Of course, the money laundering really means hiding money from the government to avoid taxes. Under new rules, banks will give people personal information including names, locations, and even phone numbers of any person depositing or withdrawing cash, for now making that $10,000. In the USA, if you did 3 transactions over a week, say $9,000 each, that in itself is another crime. They call that structuring, which is practice of executing financial transactions such as making bank deposits in a specific pattern, calculated to avoid triggering financial institutions to file reports required by law. To make this perfectly clear, they do not need proof that the money is part of any other crime. Merely trying to avoid reporting by structuring transactions is the crime, even if you've already paid taxes on that money. The New Zealand police say that this is a crucial step in gathering intelligence, but there is no requirement that any other crime took place. Simply hiding your own money is a crime. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to sign up for our mailing list so we can send you collapse alerts as they happen.